where is their integrity? They forget who they are. They are the people's senators, and therefore they should follow the constitutional provision that gives them the power to conduct the trial, but no other power. I mean, if there is a constitutional issue, then it should be brought to the right venue, which is the Supreme Court. Well, actually, di ba, the Vice President has already filed a petition in the Supreme Court regarding this issue of whether it is more than one impeachment charge within 1 year. So sa akin, the questions they raise, they wait for the Supreme Court. Now, pag ang Supreme Court, I think the Vice President also asked for injunction or to stop the process, and the Supreme Court has not issued that. So if no injunction or no stoppage is issued by the Supreme Court, the Senate has an obligation to continue with the trial. They cannot raise constitutional issues that's now, in fact, before the Supreme Court. Diba?
Kumbaga, hanggang walang nilalabas ang nautos ang Supreme Court na itigil nyo yan, dapat tuloy-tuloy lamang yung proseso ng ating
that's right. Dapat tuloy-tuloy sila sa obligasyon nila at yung utos ng Constitution. They're ignoring that. They want to go another way, right? Which is not their power. So it's a very grave very grave of the senators discretion, grave abuse of discretion of the senators who engaged in this grave abuse of discretion, which up to the Supreme Court to determine. And who can go to the Supreme Court? Maybe the House. But we, the people, can go to the Supreme Court and say to them if they abuse their discretion, amount to lack or excess of jurisdiction. It's a very important provision of the Constitution, so that there's always a check and balance in the system. That is what. So they can't get away with this. They can just derail or stop this and say, "Hey, pase ang Constitution na." They cannot say that, right? They cannot use that as an excuse. That's not for them to determine.